Today we kicked off the day in Irani with a plan: island hopping and fishing. We hopped into our trusty van and hit the road, driving in that direction to match the stunning views we'd soon see, cruising for about an hour and a half. Perfect timing, too. We dodged the traffic and set ourselves up for an epic adventure. Our destination? Crystal Beach in Zambales. I'd scoped out some deep underwater canyons online less than 20 miles offshore. Perfect spots to drop my heavy jigs and test my 2-speed Avette reels. Island hopping was the top pick for my wife and kids, but me? I'm always all about the fishing. Truth is, fishing in the Philippines can be a challenge. It usually is, but I don't mind. For me, it's all about the boat ride, messing with my gear, and just soaking in the fun. Yeah, I'm gonna party like I'm a Jamaican. If you really wanna know where you can find me, I'll be unwinding down in the islands, you should lose track of your timing. Grab a drink beside me. Down in the islands, Go to the island. Island hopping. Could anybody here pass me the rum? If we can find somebody who can play the steel drums. And if you like to speak, tell her we'll call her right back. Everybody dance with me. On the way out to the fishing grounds, I set up a troll. I was rocking a budget-friendly 50 to 100 pound fibbling rod paired with my Avette EX30 that is a 2-speed. Man, I love those Avette reels, and my collection just keeps growing. I threw on a Nomad DTX size 145 in a slick blue shad color. Now this isn't peak fishing season around here, but it's prime time for king mackerel. Word is, September through December is when the big boys, like yellowfin tuna, really show up in droves. Grab a drink beside me. Down in the islands, you don't need no invitation, no. Whoa. If you're looking for relaxation, get away with me. Make your destination.
Do you see anyone? Oh, I see it.
Two right there. Two right there.
I was pumped to break in my new jigging setup. This was the first trip for my shiny JX 2-speed from Avette Reels. I spooled it with Beyond Braid in Miami Vibes color. Love how the line shifts shades every 30 feet, making it easy to target those suspended fish. Back in Olongapo's public market, I met this awesome guy running a fishing shop. He hooked me up with an Kuda jigging rod, something that is hard to find in the USA. It's made in China, but with Fuji reel seats and Japanese carbon, it's got some solid cred. Cost me just $85 US, so if it snaps, no biggie. I'm digging its specs, rated for 53 pounds, PA 4 to 6 line, 240 to 400 gram jigs, and a compact 5 feet 3 inches length. I paired it with the JX Avette, and man, it fished like a dream.
Soundstripe.
One zero.
Alright, now I gotta get my little rod. Soundstripe.
We were switching up the jigs based on depth and current, starting light with 60 grams and going heavy with my 420-gram knife jig when it got deep. I asked the boat captain to move us around, testing depths from 270 feet down to 1,000 feet to mix it up. I was dropping the 250-gram SK jig a bunch, keeping things versatile.
Soundstripe. Soundstripe.
The fishing was dragging. Tough day out there, but we powered through. Eventually, my youngest hit their limit, so we called it and made a break for the islands.
Sun is shining all day long. Sun is shining all day long. Sun is shining. The sun is shining. The weather is right. In the sunshine. La, la, la. Spiritually.
Our first stop was Capone's Island. The kids hauled along a bodyboard and skimboard, but the swell was pretty flat, not much action there. Back where we started, the beach and swell had been better for skimboarding, and I've read the surfing. Here can get solid in season. Still, the water was warm, crystal clear and gorgeous. We couldn't snag snorkeling gear the day before, but even without it, we could see underwater just fine. Like the waves above.
Soundstripe.
I forget. I think it was like. But not the. Is it recording? We should bring it to swim, buddy. Between these rocks and stuff.
Check out this underwater footage, keep an eye out, and you'll spot a bunch of small tropical fish darting around. There were some clownfish and a mix of others adding color to the scene. Meanwhile, spear fishermen were all over the area, absolutely cleaning house. I swam out up to 50 yards offshore, clambered onto some rocks, and tried casting jerkbaits with my medium-light bait casting rod, hoping for a hit. No dice though. Got a couple follows, but nothing bit. I'm guessing the spear fishermen scoop up whatever the net guys leave behind.
Did anybody here pass me a beer? And I'ma keep playing this music that you hear. And if you know the song, then come and sing along with me. Walking with the beach to my left, seat to my right. And I'ma get faded at the tiki bar tonight. Then I'ma rolling up like my name is Bob. Yeah, I'm gonna party like I'm a Jamaican. If you really wanna know where you can find me, I'll be unwinding down in the islands, down in the islands. You should lose track of your timing. Grab a drink beside me. Down in the islands, down in the islands. Could anybody here pass me the rum? And we can find somebody who can play the steel drums. And if you like this beat, then everybody dance with me. We got the ladies to the left, fellas to the right, and everybody's faded at the tiki bar tonight. And we are gonna dance to the rhythm of the waves while we drink Bacardi by the bonfire flames. If you really wanna know where you can find me, I'll be unwinding down in the islands, down in the islands. You should.
While we were swimming and chilling on the beach, our captain and mates got to work handlining in the rocks with some bait chunks. They pulled in a solid haul. Check out this lapu lapu and a parrotfish they landed. We were struck by the fact that the fish they kept were smaller than what we typically keep back home. But it was fascinating to see the local fishing traditions in action.
Get away with me. Pick your destination, my location. So if you really wanna know where you can find me, I'll be unwinding down in the islands, down in the islands. You should lose track of your timing. Grab a drink beside me. Down in the islands, down in the islands. If you really wanna know.
Next, we headed to Kamara Island, a hidden gem that's popular with local tourists. The island is a blast to explore, with its picturesque landscapes and crystal clear water. One of the coolest features of the island is its small islet that's connected to it by a long beach, but only at low tide. Since we were there, at high tide, we would have had to wade through shin-deep water to reach it. The smaller island was just as much fun to explore, with a few vendors selling refreshing treats like water and ice cream.
Here comes the sun, sun is shining all day long. Sun is shining all day long. Sun is shining
I was excited to fly my DJI Neo drone over the island and capture some amazing aerial shots. My wife hooked me up with this awesome drone for Christmas, and it's been a game changer. I got some incredible views of the island from above, and my kids had a blast playing in the water while I flew overhead. I have to admit I got a bit carried away with the drone shots, but they're all just so epic. Sorry if it feels like drone overload, but I just couldn't decide which shots to cut. Take a look at these boats. I'm hooked. I love all boats, but the simplicity and efficiency of these are next level. This one's just over 30 feet long, about 4 feet wide, lean and mean. Most run on a 16 horsepower Japanese diesel motor, with a Briggs & Stratton 16 horse backup kicking around. The nicer ones, like ours, step it up with a 20 to 30 horsepower motor. Ours has an Isuzu diesel, hitting 18 to 20 knots at top speed and sipping less than a gallon an hour when cruising.
Like the waves upon the shore, it said.
Check out this stunning view of the beaches of San Antonio, Zambales, and beyond. As far as the eye can see, you'll find miles and miles of pristine white sand beaches, complemented by crystal clear waters. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Some of the more populated beaches do have their share of trash and pollution, and you'll spot some stray dogs roaming around. But to me, that's all part of the charm. It's a reminder that this isn't some over-touristed destination, and that's exactly why I prefer to steer clear of the crowds and explore the more secluded spots. We chartered the boat for 12 hours at a cost of 6,000 pesos, which works out to around $100 US. However, we knew that would be a long day, so we headed back to shore around 1:30 p.m. After leaving the beach between 6:30 a.m. and 7 a.m. that morning, we were all exhausted from the sun. Our captain and his two mates did an amazing job. We booked through Zambales boat rental, and I highly recommend them. They were easy to work with and made the whole process seamless. The drive home was a bit of a grind, taking closer to 2 hours with traffic, but our kids didn't seem to mind. They slept the whole way. As soon as we arrived back at my in-laws' house, though, they were wide awake and ready for action. They literally jumped out of the car and into the pool, making the most of the rest of their day.
Soundstripe.